Oh, it's a beautiful Monday morning, except for these clouds and the fog, but that'll go away. Looks like they had quite a bit more rain out here than we did in the valley. So I need to get the cat chugging this morning. Oh, looky there, there's one earplug left. Oh, there's the other one. I left those on the seat for Matt if he wanted to push rocks off. Apparently he didn't want to push rocks off, so we'll do that this morning. I get the throttle so it doesn't idle real fast. You watch a guys cold start these old girls, OPC motor. They don't like a lot of fuel. You just give them a little bit and they'll run better, start better than if you give them half throttle or too much. I think summertime is officially gone as of today. It's getting pretty dang cold. Weather's changing, windy, chilly. So it's a rain day for the scrapers, so I came up here to see how Jake was doing. This is a crawl space for a manufactured home he did. They got the concrete done, he's got it all backfilled. All the gravel that came out of the bottom he put there for the garage. So he's got to go get parts for Petey to put the suspension back together, and then I think he's got to go back to Idaho Falls to do a job. So this little project here I did, remember back when I put the wing on the grader that I got from John Shedeck down there in Texas? By God. Oh, so Petey's down. Petey broke a spring, and what happens is on this Rayco suspension, those deals that oscillate in here rub on this. You can see how bad that's wore that one down. Eventually they'll break, and then you're putting all the load on just two springs there. So Jake went to Idaho Falls to Fleet Pride. I think he got the springs or just the top one, I don't know. Then he had to go to Pocatello to get new U-bolts. And he also had to get, oh, I don't know where it is. Can't see the old one. He probably took it with him. So there's a great big pin that goes through here, and it's threaded in there. Then there's a big lock nut and a big rubber bushing that goes in there that was all wore out, and I'm sure the other ones are probably wore out too. Okay, Matt and I are getting ready to go to work. So if you go back and watch my video from 5 years ago, it was called How to Run Push-Pull Scrapers. Jake and I were in this little section, hauling clear up there past all that equipment and those vehicles. And we've been out here 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time we've been here. And so we're getting dirt clear over there, and then we've got a strip down in through there that goes really deep. And at some point we're gonna have to start loading this way. Anyway, so from back there where the fuel truck is, that's the section, clear up to those trees, clear up where we were hauling, that's a full mile. So we are hauling a little over 3/4 of a mile, but we're gonna start coming back this way real quick. So let's go to work. I gotta get my gloves. Gotta have gloves. Good morning, kids. It's Saturday morning. We're out here working. Oh man, this is hard on an old guy after not doing this for 6 months or a year, whatever it's been. So anyway, I've been running before the sun comes up until late. Busy. It's that time of year. It's getting cold. It sure is nice out here in the morning though. It's just so quiet. Anyway, we're out here in the hole going around rock lumps and whatever, trying to scrape up every bit of dirt we can. We've still got a lot of rock piles to cover, and some of them not this year, but down the road he's still got some big ones down there he wants to get done. So anyway, I'm probably gonna be here next week too, only we'll be over that way a mile on another chunk of ground. Anyway, time to get the old FW cranked up here. Well, this is gonna go bang. Oh, balls. This is our borrow source for the dirt, and we've gotten pretty deep, but we're deep enough now that we've got some lava heads sticking up and we're having to go over around them. And then the filthy horror, there's a wear plate on the back of the stinger, and on the bottom it's wore down through the weld, and there's one corner where when Matt goes down over trying to catch me, that piece gets caught right on the top of his push plate and hangs him up. That's why we were stuck the way we were. I couldn't go forward because the more I picked up, the more it pried down on him. He already had his can in the ground as far as he could, trying to raise his snoot. Anyway, fun. So we still got a lot of dirt in here. We just have to work around the rocks and get it. And then this is an area that got dug out years ago by another gentleman who came out and did some work for this customer. So I've just been dumping the rocks off here. There's a lot of rock under here. Anyway, we buried a ton of it up there, but we need to get a little more off the point and then cover so that the end gun isn't squirting out here in the rocks, and it's productive. So it's about 2 o'clock Saturday. I'm gonna go home and put the oil cooler on the scraper, do some more diagnosing, and see if I can figure out what's wrong with number one. Anyway, we're just hauling all this dirt out in the field and covering rock piles all over. Let me show you what it looks like. This is one big one that was up here on the top that is right next to the hole. And we covered all these rocks that were here, clear out as far as we could. Anyway, Matt's hauled, I don't know how many tons and tons of rock in there. And what he's doing is over there's some rock piles that are pretty tall and they have a lot of loose stuff, so they want to get rid of as much as possible. So when you cover them, they're not as steep. But anywhere you can see the white color kind of knobs, that's stuff we covered last year. And the dirt that comes out of the ground is kind of alkali, got salts in it, and takes a lot of water to wash the salts out, a lot of sulfur to neutralize it. But you can see there's just 10s, 20, 15 tons of rock piles that were out through here. And by covering them, you don't have to go around them, you don't have to go over them, and it just cuts down the amount of time it takes to work your ground. And you're watering them anyway, and you fertilize them, so you might as well get something on there to grow. Anyway, this was a steep one here. Wasn't much we could do. It'd take a lot of dirt to really feather it out, but these are pretty mild to some of them that we've done. Years ago, before I had a YouTube channel or a camera, some of the stuff we covered was just insane. Insane. Somebody asked what that is over there. That's sugar beets. They are harvesting sugar beets right now. Potatoes are harvested, now they're going after the sugar beets. It's a warm day today. This is unusually warm for October, but I'm sure one of these days it'll just all of a sudden turn off cold. And then probably, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, over here where these rocks are piled, I dug a hole there and covered all the rock piles out on this pivot for this guy over here. And so this is just like a giant quadruple corner that the pivots don't get. So it's just waste ground. So take the dirt out, put it out in the field where it's productive. So I'm going to be out here for another week, I'm sure, before I get done or close to done. So anyway, you guys have an awesome weekend. I'll go home and finish the video you are watching. You have an awesome, awesome weekend. And remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.